Hello! This is Becca from Becca Harkins Art, and I am so excited to be back for the third video of Wave Week. This has been such a fun process. I am so excited with the paintings that I've created so far, but I have also learned some really important things about those waves, and that is mostly that I cannot leave too much paint on the canvas because it will move too much after the pour and I'll have to go back and adjust and adjust and adjust. I think I figured out what I need to do, so I am going with a big one. This canvas that we're working on today is 2 feet by 3 feet. That is 24 inches by 36 inches. Yes, I like this size. I think it's a fantastic size and it allows me to go big without going too big. I am using basically the same paint pouring mixture for my base, but I have adjusted it a little bit. I added more of the paint, which is Artist Loft Soft Body White, which is a very slippery paint, and I've added more water, and I did not add more floetrol. I think the combination of the floetrol and the Artist Loft Soft Body White was giving me fantastic bubbles, but I think it was just giving me too much of a slippery base and the paints were moving around too much. So it has some floetrol in it, but it has more paint and more water added. The other difference that I'm doing here is I am really taking my time to blow out this base. I am trying to get it as thin as I possibly can while still having enough paint for the other paints to flow over. I also, around the edges where the wave color is going to go, have only added a small amount of that base. You can see it's in ribbons and lines there, and I'm not going to blow this paint all the way out to the edges. So the plan is to get some bubbles, but not so many bubbles and not so much of this base paint that the painting and the paint shift around too much after the blowout is finished. The first color that I'm adding to my wave is this custom color, which is a dark navy blue. I have made this color using a combination of phthalo blue and black. The second color is straight phthalo blue. I love this color. It does pour out a lot more vibrant than it dries. I have learned that it dries pretty dark, but that's okay. I just have to plan accordingly. And this is a custom turquoise color that I've made up. It is a combination of golden turquoise and some other blues. After that, I am using Liquitex Turquoise, which is much brighter and lighter. I'm going for the gradient look with this painting, with the darker paints down at the bottom and more of the lighter aqua paints near the top, because I love the way that that turned out and I wanted to accomplish that while still having some of the bubbles come through. After that, I'm using a Cerulean blue, which is a much more of a red-blue purpley color than it is the turquoise, which has a lot more green in it. I love the way these colors look when they combine together. And then I'm just adding a little bit of those touches at the bottom just to make sure that the painting flows and you have a little bit of the dark at the top, a little bit of the light at the bottom, and everything flows together. This color here is Amsterdam Sky Blue Light. I love this color. This always comes out so beautifully in my paintings. And as you can see that I am just working here, going around and around, starting to form that wave shape, strategically putting colors in certain places to get that gradient look. On top of all this, I'm adding some of that titanium buff because I really like the warmth against the blues. I love the way that those color combinations combine. Here I have this Amsterdam Pearl Violet. I love the way that this color combines too, and as you can see, I'm putting a lot of that near the top of the wave. I'm hoping for some pretty cool effects with that. And then I'm just going back in, putting some finishing touches. This is a phthalo blue. I'm decided to make the bottom of the wave a little bit taller, so I'm adding some of those darker blues in there. And then I'm also adding some turquoise. I feel like the way that you lay the colors down at the beginning is very important. You have to be really strategic with how you do it in order to get the results that you want. The next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to take my paints and blow them out toward the edges and make sure that the edges of my canvas are all covered. Take your time here. Do not go too fast. Move just a little bit of paint towards the edges because you still need a lot more of that paint to create your composition, to create the lines that you and the flow that you want to create that wave shape. If you'd like to see the rest of the paintings from Wave Week, you can click on the link up here. I will also provide you this link in the description if you don't want to leave this painting video just yet. And at the end, if you'd like to go back and click on the playlist and see all of the paintings from Wave Week. Today is day 3, so if you're seeing this the day that it's published, there will only be 2 other wave paintings for you to look at, but if you're looking at this at a later date, you can probably see them all in the playlist. Oh, also, if you would like to see how I mix custom colors, you can click on the link here to see the video tutorial I created on how I go about creating my own custom colors. I think it's so fun and I recommend that everybody try it. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for. It is time to blow out the wave. I'm going to take my time moving the paints across the canvas in a strategic way to create the lines, shape, and flow that will make up the wave. I'm taking my time to go very slowly and very carefully because I want to move as much of this paint off the canvas as I can before the painting is finished. I learned from my other 2 that I cannot leave too much paint. I cannot leave too much base paint. I cannot leave too much of the pour layers or anything. So I am going to take my time and really blow it several times before I call it finished. I don't have to worry about the paints overmixing too much because they're all blues. If I was using colors from the opposite side of the color wheel, they would mix together too much and create some muddy colors. But because the blues don't really have that problem, I can blow and blow and blow over again, and I don't have a problem with the colors becoming muddy. So I'm just going to let the music play, sit back, relax, enjoy this process, and I will come back to show you the finished results once it's finished. I am finally finished blowing this out, and here is a close-up of the wet results. I love it. I love it. I love it. There's the perfect combination of flow and bubbles. It totally has an ocean vibe. I love the way the turquoises and the blues and the cerulean blues all mixed together. I love the gradients. I love the way that the wave crests and has so much energy and so much vibrancy. I am so happy with how it turned out. And even better than the fact that this has the right amount of bubbles, it has the right amount of flow, the colors flow together so perfectly. It also dried perfectly. I am so happy. If you are in acrylic pouring, you know that there is always the risk that it doesn't dry well. And I keep my fingers crossed, hoping that when I think I did it right, that I did. And this time I nailed it, totally nailed it. Love the way this painting turned out. I hope you do too. I would love to hear your comments and your feedback. And if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and check out the rest of the playlist. And I'll see you for the next one.